Everything is made of energy. That energy is moving at a faster or slower vibration called frequency. This results in the things we perceive to be more or less dense. This is what we call density. Our solar system is locked into a band of frequency called the visible light spectrum. We can only perceive things which vibrate within this very small band. The frequencies at either end of this spectrum, the things that are just barely out of reach of perception, are ultraviolet at one end and infrared at the other. This measuring band of frequency continues to extend at both ends with vibrational energy that we cannot perceive with our limited 5 physical senses. There are those who incarnate here, being able to perceive things that vibrate just beyond that spectrum to varying degrees. This ability can also be learned and trained. We all have the ability to flip the switch and perceive more of our universe than what exists inside this frequency lockdown. These people are called extrasensory. Can you feel when someone is angry with you, even if they say or do nothing? Can you feel when someone is happy just by being in the same room with them? This is extrasensory. You are feeling the energy or the vibration of this person. Self-help author Peter McWilliams is credited with it saying, "Emotion is energy in motion." This would mean that our emotions and our thoughts have vibration. To say that something is a lower vibration or a higher vibration shouldn't be misunderstood to mean that some emotions are good and some are bad. In the context of this article, lower and higher just simply means which end of the spectrum they land in. When we say that we feel low, we all understand what that means. It means that we feel sad. Therefore, sad emotions could be interpreted to be on the low end of the spectrum. Likewise, when we feel upbeat, it is understood to mean happy. It is no coincidence that we define our emotions according to where we feel they exist within the frequencies. Whether these emotions feel good to us is up to the individual. We have certainly been around people who seemed to be more comfortable when they were sad than when they were happy. These people seem to always look for things to complain about in their lives. They are more comfortable giving criticism than compliments. If everything in their life seems to be wonderful and carefree, we can be sure that a new drama will be instigated by these people to create conflict in some area, and thus the frequency of their environment sinks back down to a level in which they feel comfortable. We are sure that most of us have been around people who enjoy being angry. They like to fight. They like to be confrontational and to provoke others around them. This is the vibrational frequency that best matches the state of being, so they seek to lower the vibration of their environment to match. This is not by conscious intention, it is more subconscious reaction based on the resonance of their wounds and dominant soul fragments. There are always exceptions to this, and we can certainly see people in our daily lives who seek to bring others down intentionally. They are aware of what they are doing, and in a perverse way, they get joy out of it. This is also called narcissistic supply. So to say that anger and sadness are bad emotions because they are on the lower end is something we will not debate. We will leave the individual to their own interpretations of good and bad, positive and negative. Once we have begun to heal, we come to the realization that all emotions we experience are good anyway. We are unique in this way, we humans. Emotions are a gift. People often think emotions and feelings are the same thing. They are not, but they are used in tandem. Feeling is perception. Our ability to feel is a way to perceive an object, a person, or an environment. In a 3D example, we feel something by using our hands. We can tell a lot about an object by the way it feels. This is a tool and a skill that we use to interpret our environment. We do the same at the soul level. We feel our emotions. We perceive them as they relate to our own soul vibration. When we are sad or angry, we often say we feel bad. This means that whatever emotion we are experiencing now is out of sync with our soul's vibration, and therefore it doesn't feel good. This doesn't mean that sadness or anger is bad. It just means that it is not vibrating at the state in which we feel is beneficial. In resistance to this perception or this feeling, we often seek to do things that will raise our vibration, such as talking to another person, getting and giving a hug, or participating in an activity that we find pleasurable. We could say that the soul is endowed with a built-in system of interpreting her environment. Everything she does from the moment she is born on a soul level is measured by this system. For lack of a better term, we will call this the pleasure-pain system. As we come here to gain experience and to grow, we have an innate guidance already within us that prompts us to move forward toward pleasure and away from pain. The AIF knows this about us. This pleasure-pain system has been manipulated by our consent so that humans are not able to distinguish between them. What is even worse is that we have been manipulated to perceive one for the other. How many times have we heard the phrase, "love hurts," or "no pain, no gain"? We have been so deceived and are so confused about ourselves that it's no wonder when we enter abusive relationships, we don't perceive them for what they truly are. We feel that something is right when it is actually wrong, because our perception and interpretation of it has been corrupted. When this happens, we stop trusting ourselves and we become afraid of our own decisions. As we begin to heal, this guidance system and this ability to feel becomes better attuned. If you have been in an abusive relationship, you will begin to perceive what you thought were acts of love were really manipulations. The good news is that we don't even have to try to see it. Our eyes begin to open automatically. There is a famous movie called They Live, in which the real world is hidden from everyone, and it's only after the main character puts on special sunglasses that he can see the corruptness of the world as it truly exists. It has been our personal experience that once we begin to heal, we begin to awake as more and more of our soul is integrated. We begin to perceive things that we couldn't perceive before. What promotes our emotions? What two forces, when applied to the movement of energy at the soul level, causes or prohibit motion? If pleasure and pain will be compared in vibration, we could assume that they exist at opposite ends of the perceivable frequency spectrum. In our reality, where polarity exists, and at one end exists the vibration of love, then at the other end there exists the lock to our frequency prison, fear. Consider that if we felt no fear, we would all be free. What is at the core of all emotions we perceive to feel bad? Fear. What keeps us from knowing and experiencing our true potential? Fear. If we could know and experience who we truly are, what then would we be afraid of? Our curiosity might have coaxed our agreement to participate here, but our fear keeps us here. Fear is not an emotion, but rather a universal force. It is the universal force of resistance. It stops us when we attempt to move forward. If love is the wind in our sails, then fear is the anchor.